Hey everybody, it's John here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today back in Fez, grabbing the Hexahedronaut achievement, which is to find all of the golden cubes as well as anti-cubes. I will be showing you the anti-cubes because the golden cubes are part of the story. The first one is to put this code in. You might remember this from the Achievement Unlocked guide, and you can do this as soon as you get your Fez. And you are able to manipulate the world, and then the dot guy is going to teach you about the anti-cubes. Next up, once you leave your house, you want to go to your next door neighbor's house, and in here should be the monocle guy, and then you want to put this code in: right trigger, left trigger, right trigger, left trigger, left trigger, left trigger, right trigger, and you should get your second anti-cube. So grab that, and that will be 2 out of 32. There are as many anti-cubes as there are golden cubes, so keep that in mind. What you want to do is you want to go in the fireplace and open this treasure chest. You should get a key, which you need for the next anti-cube. So leave the monocle guy's house and you should be back in the village. What you want to do is you want to flip the world around so you can jump on this box, jump on this platform, and then reorient the world. You can use the key to open this locked door, and inside here will be the boiler room. You'll find your first treasure map here, and then you want to put this code in: up, right trigger, left, A, right, left trigger, down, right trigger. And that will give you another anti-cube, and you can grab it. And that will be it for the village. So we're going to skip ahead. This is after you find the village's golden cube and get to the waterfall area. And once you're out here, this is pretty much the main hub I will be using for a reference point for all of the collectibles. So what you want to do is you want to head towards the lighthouse, and you want to go over here onto the dock, and then you want to put this code in: up, left trigger, right trigger, up, left trigger, up, right trigger, up. And then over on this island should be the next anti-cube. So grab that, and that will be your first one outside of the village. And we're going to cut to daytime and go all the way over here. And I'm going to hold your hand as best as possible because some of these puzzles get really tricky. Alright, head back to the main area, and I recommend having all the portals opened. You can see our warp zone guide for that. But you want to head over to this waterfall area, head up this, and then go across, and then jump over here. And then you want to put this code in: left, left trigger, right, right trigger, up, A, down, right trigger, right trigger. That should open up the waterfall. That's very important because once you get that thing open, you can lower and higher the water pressure of the water. So you'll be in this valve room. You want to lower it all the way, and this will give you access to some hidden areas back on the main hub world here. So go back here, and then we're going to head all the way back to the lighthouse. And as you can see, you have access to this lower platform. So take the ladder or jump down because you can't die when you hit water. And then you should find this new room here. Then you have this tuning fork. If you turn your vibration on, you can feel the code in your controller. But the code is left trigger, right trigger, right trigger, left trigger, left trigger, left trigger, right trigger, right trigger, right trigger, right trigger. And that should turn the tuning fork into your next anti-cube. And if you're playing on PC, you don't have a vibration controller, so knowing those codes might help out because you might get stuck. Anyways, go over here, and now we're going to head into this area. We're basically heading over to the bell tower. So you want to make your way up these platforms right here, and just try to jump your way up, and just manipulate the world to jump up. And if you've been playing this game for a while, obviously you know this game's basic mechanics. Just manipulate the world and do some jumpies, and you will make your way up to the bell tower. Now pay attention to the symbols while you're going up there because that's very important for the next puzzle. There's going to be 4 symbols. I'm going to refer to them as a U, 4 squares, 1 square, and 2 rectangles. You want to ring the bell by hitting X on the U 1 time, then to the 4 squares 10 times, then to the 1 square in the upper right hand corner 3 times, then the 2 rectangles 8 times. And those are the symbols. You can see them if you can slow down the video. So there's the order. I'll leave it on the screen. And once you do, the bell will break and give you your next anti-cube. Then you want to make your way to the top of the bell tower to go north. And you want to go over here. You want to make your way around this platform, and then go over here. And then you're going to go in this door. You'll have the Tetris puzzle right here, and you want to align these blocks into the Tetris pieces. So there will be 4 Tetris pieces around this base, and they need to match it at every angle. So what you want to do is you want to move the right block over to the center, move this right block up here, and then put that on top of the center block, and then get the far left block and put that in the right section. So it basically matches whatever Tetris block is on the base pedestal. And you need to jump and throw it to get it up there. A little tricky, but once you get it up here, it won't be exactly right. What you want to do is you want to turn your perspective and get the other pieces right. As you can see, it's one off here with the L Tetris block. So I'm going to move it over a bit so it matches the blocks on each side, and that will give you your next anti-cube. Alright, once you solve the Tetris room puzzle, you can work your way back over to the bell tower area. And what you want to do is you want to work your way through these platforms, go back here, and then you want to find your way to the bottom. And at the bottom should be a door, and you can get there by jumping in the water, spinning the world around, and the door will be right here. You should find this room with a bunch of pixelated garbage. I'd give you a more detailed guide on how to navigate through here, but it's very confusing. My best advice is to just keep working your way up until you find the anti-cube, which will be at the very top. You get a portal which will take you back to the starting area, and once you're here, you want to go over here and then turn the world until you have the bell tower area. We're going to navigate our way through here again. So make your way to the top of the bell tower and then go through this door, and this should all look familiar. Instead of going through the bluish purple door, we're going to navigate our way north, grab the bomb, and blow up this door. Turn the world this way, and then just work your way over here, and then spin the world around, go over here, climb the vines, and go into the room underneath the tree. You should be in this area. You want to work your way all the way to the top, and just keep going up, all the way up, and then work your way until you get to the very top. And once you're up here, instead of going through the portal, we're going to go into this tree, and in here should be a foresty area. And this is where the totem pole is. Basically, you can't change your perspective unless you move the totem. So grab the totem and turn it until you can see a door. Drop down and you should be in a block room puzzle area. And now you have to match up the blocks with the lines on the main block. So the hardest part is to get the lowest block up. So you want to grab it and then jump on this platform. Then you want to turn the platforms until you can jump on the next height. And what you want to do is you want to stand at the very edge and then throw this over. Pretty much you have to have 1 foot on the platform and 1 foot hanging, and then once you get that up there, you just have to match up the blocks with your corresponding lines. So just keep turning the world and keep matching them. If it doesn't match, the thing will reject it, obviously. So once you get all 4, that should open up this door. Drop down, go in the door, and in here will be some trees. And you want to jump on said trees to get the next anti-cube. It's at the tallest tree. So jump on the middle tree and then jump on the tallest one, and then you can get it. We're going to go back all the way to the starting area. This time we're going to go into the door on the ivy side of the platform. And you want to work your way up here and then go up here. Solve the crate puzzle if you haven't already. Pretty much you have to drop that wooden box on a button. But once you get to the top, you're going to have the floating island puzzle. If you remember from the Lighthouse, you should have gotten a treasure map, which will show you where the invisible platform is. Even if you don't have it, I'm going to show you how to make this jump. You want to orient the world like this, where the hook is facing right, and you want to have the treasure chest island oriented like that. You want to jump to the right, and then there should be a floating platform here. You want to drop down, grab the ledge, and then shimmy your way to the right. Rotate the world until the treasure chest is like that. Then you can make that jump. Once you get over here, open up the treasure chest, and you should get another anti-cube. And you can obviously save that for New Game Plus, where you get the ability to fly if you're having trouble. But once you are back to the main hub area, you want to go over here to the tree and then work your way to the waterfall area. Drop down and go through this door. In here will be another block puzzle. You're going to have to orient these 8 blocks in a specific pattern, and I'll show you it on screen. You want to have it in this order, and it's a little tricky because the certain symbols don't appear unless you navigate the world by turning it, and then you want to hold the block and turn it back to get that symbol facing the right way. It's a little complicated and it might take you a few goes at it, but if you ever need to reset the pattern, you can just leave and then come back. and that should set everything right. Once you get that done, you'll get your first heart piece, and there are 3 of these in the game that you need to collect in order to get the collect all the collectibles achievement. But work your way back up to the waterfall area, and then go up here. You want to go through this door, and you're going to be in the infinite water room. You want to put in this code: right left trigger, right A, right trigger, down A, up, and then that will spawn the anti-cube. You have to take the down path to get it. You cannot climb up to get it because you're going to get stuck. So climb down and you should get it. It should give you a portal which should send you back to the main area, but we're not going to take that way. We're going to take the door back to the waterfall area. If you have enough golden blocks, you are able to open this door using a special code. The code is left trigger, left, right trigger, down, up, left trigger, and that will open up the door. And in here is going to be the dark room behind the waterfall, and there are going to be 2 anti-cubes in here, and you're gonna have to navigate your way through here. It's gonna have disappearing blocks, Mega Man style, but once you find your first door, you want to go through it, and you should find the tuning fork room. And in here, you're going to have to put in another code that you can feel through the vibration of your controller. So turn on vibration, and you should get the code. Pretty much, if it vibrates on the left, that's left trigger. If it vibrates on the right, it's right trigger. Once you get the code right, you should get the next anti-cube. Once you grab it, you can leave. And then instead of going back, you want to continue to climb your way up through the darkness using the disappearing blocks. So work your way up, and when you find your second door, this is where the next anti-cube is. You want to jump on top of the door, and there should be more disappearing blocks here. You're going to have to time it right to get to the top. Once you get to the top, there will be another anti-cube and a portal which will send you back. Once you get back to the starting portal, what you want to do is you want to work your way up the back wall vine, and now we are going to head through the tree, and it's going to take us to the foresty area. Work your way up the tree roots and around these vines. We've shown you this before. A lot of backtracking in this game, but that is the whole point of exploration and what have you. Make your way past the cabin, take the mushroom path up to the tree, work your way around the vines, up some more mushrooms, and then go through the door. Now you should be in this area. Make your way to the top of the tree, and you should find these 2 pillars in here. You will have to put in a special code. That code is left trigger A, right trigger up, down, left trigger, right trigger A, and that will spawn your next anti-cube on this pillar. And then once you grab that, you can continue on. Head through the door to the next area, and what you want to do is you want to work your way around here. And then we're going to climb up here, jump on the tree, jump up here, change the perspective until you can find a door. In here will be another Tetris puzzle. You need to align these blocks in a Tetris shape, and it's going to be the Z looking thing. So you need to change the perspective to get some more blocks because there's more behind the wall, and basically you have to align it like this, and then grab this one, and then we're going to move this guy over here. Gonna turn this around, get to the one in the back, and then we're gonna bring this guy and fill out the corner piece. It needs to look like this. There's gonna be 6 blocks, and that will give you the next anti-cube. Once you get that, you can leave, and you can drop down here, go between this statue's legs, and then you'll be in this area. Turn the perspective so you can just dash across. And here's going to be another code you're going to have to put in. Left, left, down, down, right, right, up, up. And that will give you another anti-cube. And just want to grab it. And then you can continue on. Now we're going to head over here, drop down through the door. This will put you at the bottom of the Stone Village hub. And now you want to head through this door, and this will take you to the corkscrew area with the time switches. You need to turn it all the way to 3 gauges, and then you can climb up the ivy. Once you get to the top, you'll find the observatory here, so you want to head on inside, and inside will be a telescope. So make your way to the telescope, and then you want to turn this guy so that the big lens of the telescope is facing out the window. Then you want to turn the camera to the big lens of the telescope, so it needs to be like this. Put in the code right trigger, left, right trigger, A, right. And that should make an anti-cube appear on top of the telescope. So make sure the telescope is oriented correctly, obviously, and grab that. Then what you want to do is you want to turn the camera so that the little lens is facing you. Then you want to put right trigger, left trigger, left trigger, right trigger, right trigger, left trigger, and that should give you a heart piece. And then you can grab that. Once again, make sure that the telescope is facing the correct way and that the right lens is facing you. But once you get to those two, you can head on back outside, and then we're going to take the portal back to the starting area. And once you're here, you want to drop down. You should have 8 golden blocks by now. If you don't, you should really pick those up because it is part of the main story. And it will give you access to the 8-block city. And once you're here, you can find more qubits to add to your golden block collection. But most importantly, you'll find this classroom. You want to face the big chalkboard and put in this code: up, left, right trigger A, left trigger, right A, down. That should give you another anti-cube, and then you can grab it and leave the city, or you can finish grabbing qubits. Head back to the waterfall area and then work your way back up to the starting area. So just jump on the platforms. Once you're here, you want to head through the tree again. And now we are going to head back towards the cabin in the foresty area. So once you get up here, you want to make your way to the cabin. As you can see, there is a pillar here, which involves another code: right, right trigger, left, left trigger, left, up, down, A. And careful not to slip off the platform, because that will happen when you are punching in codes from time to time, and if you die, you have to start all over. Grab the anti-cube. Then what you want to do is you want to actually make your way on top of the cabin. You can do that by using the mushrooms to jump on here. Jump on this tree, and you have to wait till nighttime. This is part of the 4 owls quest. So you need to find the 4 owls. They will appear in 4 different areas. The first one is in the cabin area. That's why we got this anti-cube, to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Now what you want to do is you want to head back to the starting area, and we are going to the crying waterfall. And this might look familiar because we've backtracked here a couple times. There is another owl here, so what you want to do is you want to make your way across the waterfall and jump on this tree. Once again, wait till nighttime and the owl will appear. This is 2 out of 4 owls, and this is all part of an anti-cube quest. Once you get that owl, what you want to do is you want to head back to the starting area and then go up the backside and then go through the portal to the industrial area. You want to head down, go in this door, and this will lead you to the windmill area. You have to work your way up here and turn these things and just try to make your way up. And over here should be the windmill, and you want to go up here and climb on this tree. And once again, wait till nighttime, because that's the only time of day when the owls will come out. And all you have to do is talk to them by going up to them and hitting B. So that's the 3rd owl, and the 4th and final owl will be in the stone village area. So what you want to do is you want to go back and then go into this industrial area, and there's actually an anti-cube that you can grab here, so we're gonna knock that out of the way. What you want to do is you want to turn the tower so you can see the Tetris block door, and then you need to zigzag your way up the invisible platforms. And on this chest right here will be an anti-cube. If you're having trouble finding the invisible platforms, you might want to save that till New Game Plus. But anyways, head back to the starting portal, go into the night sky portal, and that will take you to the stone village. Go on the lowest door, and this will have all the time cranks. What you want to do is you want to take it to the top, and then once you get here, jump down and then head to this floating island. Go into here, and then what you want to do is you want to use this time crank to go up here, jump across, and then jump across over here, and then just wait till this goes down. Then you need to make your way up, and you can see the owl there. So what you want to do is you want to jump up here, and then jump, and you can talk to the owl. And this is the 4th owl you'll need. They will come into play later, so it's best to get them knocked out of the way. Drop down and go into the tree. In here will be another puzzle, and you need to punch in another code. The code will be up, A, right trigger, left trigger, A, down, left trigger, right trigger. And that will cause another anti-cube to form. It will form on this pillar, so make sure you grab that, and then you can continue on. So go through this door, and then we're going to head back down, head over here, jump back down, and now we're over here. And then you can go over here. You want to take the time gate up towards the observatory, and you can go in the portal. That will save you a bunch of time, so you don't have to backtrack all the way. This will take you back to the stone village, and there are a few hidden items here. So you want to lower yourself to the 2nd to highest platform, and you want to rotate this room until you see the QR code. Then punch in the code: right trigger, left trigger, right trigger, left trigger, left trigger, left trigger, right trigger. And that should give you another anti-cube. And Once you get that, rotate it until you can see the door, and then you can leave. Then make your way around the corner, turn the world, and go in this door. This is the chair room, and you want to punch in the code. It's a really long code, so I'm not going to say it, but it is going to be 16 triggers worth of pressing, so have fun. Once again, pause the video if you need help punching in the code, but the cube will appear on the chair. Once you get it, you want to head back outside, and then we're going to go over here and go over here. This is going to be the squishing blocks, so you have to try to make your way up here, then jump across here, and then go over here. Then you have another time turn thing, so turn it until the vines line up. Then you want to climb all the way up, stay on the third one, and wait till it rotates back. That way you can climb up. And then you have this bit where you have to climb up the vines and then wait for the right pattern. You might get the black holes, which will slow you down a bit, but you can just go around and just keep waiting until you can go all the way up. And now you have the clock tower puzzle. Once you get to the top, you want to turn your perspective until you can see the red hand of the clock. The red hand will circle the clock face once every minute, and once it hits the 12 o'clock position, the cube will spawn. You need to quickly make your way over there before time runs out. And now once you get it, you want to make your way back to the clock. As you can see, the red hand disappeared, so turn until you can see the blue hand. This will circle the clock face once every hour. So once again, you need to wait till it hits the 12 o'clock position, which may take anywhere up to an hour depending on where it is. But what you can do is you can just let your Xbox run, or you can dashboard after saving, of course, and then just change the clock. You're gonna have to unplug your Ethernet cable, but it works like this for all of the hands. There are 4 anti-cubes there. The blue one is going to obviously be an hour, so that is waitable, but the other 2 are going to take an extreme amount of time. So you have the green hand, which will take a day to circle the clock face. So once again, try to do the conversion in your head, or you might need to use a calculator or something. But you can obviously, once you save, you can dashboard, change the clock of your Xbox. You have to play offline, obviously. So once you do that, you are going to respawn at the somewhat bottom of the clock tower, and you have to work your way up. So green is going to be 1 day, and the gray is going to be a 2-day clock face. So do the math in your head, or however you do your math, and adjust the real life time appropriately, and it might take you a couple of goes. So once you get those 4, you want to jump over here, turn this time gate, and then that will raise the platforms, and you want to jump up here. There's a golden cube up here, as well as a portal, which will send you back. And I am going to start from the starting portal. You want to climb up here and then go through the night sky. This will send you to the graveyard area, and what you want to do is you want to jump up here. Remember to look for the invisible platforms every time a bolt of lightning strikes. So climb up here, and you want to make your way into the skull door, which will lead you to the skull area. Now for this puzzle, you need to turn all 4 skulls so they're facing the same direction as the big skull. So I turned all of them so they could face the doorway, because the big skull turns with whatever position you're facing. So I turned that second skull right here. Then what you want to do is you want to try to jump up here and turn the third skull, and to turn it, it's like turning any other dial. You hold X and then just rotate the world as you're holding it. What you want to do is you want to jump on this gravestone. There will be an invisible platform up here. Jump on the big skull and go up on this floating platform. Then you are able to turn this guy. So turn it so he's facing all the directions of the other skulls. You should hear a sound. That means a door will appear on the back of the big skull. You know you've done it right when the big skull stops rotating. Go through here and you should see another skull and some more invisible platforms, which you can take up to get another anti-cube. So once again, rotate the world appropriately. If you're having trouble finding the invisible platforms, wait for the bolt of lightning to strike and they will light up. There is a portal which you can take back to the portal area of the graveyard. Drop down all the way down until you can go through this door. Go through it, and your owl homies from earlier will have opened up a door behind the owl statue. Rotate the world 180 degrees and go through it. You should find another owl statue here, as well as a cubit. Grab the cubit and then work your way, and on top of said owl statue will be some more invisible platforms. Jump on them to get to the top, and you will find your next anti-cube. And just grab it and you can leave the graveyard area. So go through the portal and head to the sewer area. In here are going to be a few more anti-cubes. You want to take a left and go through this door. It's the one with the valve that's higher. So go in here and then drop down. You should see this symbol on this door. Punch in the code right up, left down, A, left trigger, right trigger, A. It should open up. Once again, you need enough golden cubes. But if you're going for anti-cubes, I recommend doing it later in the game when you have like 20-something golden cubes and are just looking. So this should be the red sewer area, or the molten lava area as I call it. Go through this door and you have some jumps here, and you should find another tuning fork puzzle. Once again, you can turn on the vibration on your controller, but the code's going to be left trigger, right trigger, left trigger, right trigger, right trigger, right trigger. And once you punch that in, you'll get another anti-cube. And now, you just want to make your way back to the previous room, so go down, and now you have one of the trickiest platforming puzzles in the game. So make your way until this platform, turn the valve, which will raise the lava, and now it's a mad dash to climb all the way to the top. You cannot touch those pipes that have the checkered pattern on it because you will burn and fall into the lava. So navigate your way around the webbing. You need to turn this thing twice to climb up here. Jump up here, and now you have some tricky platforming. You need to jump on it while it's horizontal, and then you need to time it right to go when it's vertical. So it's a lot of tricky platforming, but once you make your way up here, you get a checkpoint, which is good for you. If at any point you touch the lava before the checkpoint, you're going to have to reset all the way to the beginning where before you turn the valve. So this place is kind of annoying and requires a lot of tricky platforming skill. But you want to ride this guy and turn the world appropriately so you don't touch the hot pipes. Go through the door and you should find a skull in here with another anti-cube. And then you can take the portal back to the beginning area of the sewer. You want to take the door directly underneath the portal. You have the geyser room. You want to take that until you can go through this door. Jump on this platform. You need a key to get this anti-cube. So use the key, open the locked door, and in here will be some pipes you need to jump on. But you'll find your final tuning fork puzzle. There will be a cubit up there. Grab the cubit and punch in the code left trigger, left trigger, left trigger, right trigger, left trigger, right trigger, left trigger, right trigger. And that should give you the final anti-cube. That's 32. And all you have to do is get the rest of the golden cubes, and you should have everything required for the achievement. There it is, 25 gamer score, and that's all there is to it.